Hello and welcome to the big picture. The brazen attack by a group of terrorists in Gurdaspur in Punjab today, killing 6 people including a SP, and a gun battle which continued for several hours before all the 4 terrorists were killed, has sent ominous signals. The attack coming as it does inside Punjab, a state which has been relatively free from terrorism for last nearly 2 decades, is a deeply disturbing matter. However, in the last several months, if not more, there have been reports of Sikh separatists regrouping and warnings about them reviving their activities. The attacks coming as it does after the peace initiative at Ufa in Russia and just a day after the Kargil anniversary celebrations is also a matter of concern. Though the attack has ended and the terrorists have been killed, many questions have cropped up. Is terrorism back to haunt Punjab, or is it just an one-off incident? Also, was there any intelligence failure in thwarting the attack? And more importantly, is this an extension of terror activities in Jammu and Kashmir supported from across the border? And what does the future hold? We will discuss all this today with H.K.Dua, MP in Rajya Sabha and a former editor-in-chief of the Tribune, Prem Singh Chandumajra, MP of the Shiromani Akali Dal, A.K.Verma, former Chief of RAW, A.P.Pandey, former DGP of Punjab Police on the phone line, and Aditi Phadnis, political editor of the Business Standard. Welcome to all of you. Mr. Chandumajra, what do you think that this is a planned, attempted, and this is something which is going to bother Punjab in the coming days, weeks, and months, or do you think that this is just an one-off incident?
देखिए, जो ये पहले तो ये जो इंसिडेंट हुआ है बहुत दुखदाई है, चिंताजनक है और देश की सुरक्षा के लिए, राष्ट्र के लिए एक चुनौती बड़ी बात है। किंतु जहाँ तक ये कहा जा रहा है कि ये पंजाब के में दोबारा मिलिटेंसी रिवाइव होने की बात है इस घटना से, मैं इस बात को नहीं मानता और इस बात का मुझे खेद भी है कि राष्ट्र में कुछ ऐसी परसेप्शन की जा रही है जैसे पंजाब इसको पंजाब के साथ, पंजाब के सिचुएशन के साथ, जहां पंजाब में कोई जो सिख इश्यूज हैं, सिख कैदियों को रिहाई का मामला हो या कोई और हो, उसके साथ जोड़ा जा रहा है, जो सरासर गलत है। और मैं समझता हूं कि ये जहां तक ये पार्टिकुलर इंसिडेंट है, ये राष्ट्रीय मुद्दों के साथ जुड़ी हुई है, जो आज़ादी के बाद इस देश के पड़ोसी मुल्कों के साथ जो संबंध रहे और जैसे वहाँ की एक देश की दूसरे देश के साथ राजनीति चलती रही, उसमें बहुत सारी उदाहरणें दी जा सकती हैं जहाँ एक दूसरे को बैलेंस करने के लिए, एक दूसरे को प्रेशर टैक्टिक्स के लिए ऐसा होता रहा है। और उसके साथ ये इस इंसिडेंट का मैं समझता जुड़ा हुआ है, पंजाब के किसी मुद्दे के साथ नहीं जुड़ा हुआ, पंजाब का कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, पंजाब का कोई व्यक्ति इसमें इन्वॉल्व नहीं है। सो इसलिए ये राष्ट्रीय मुद्दा है, इसको राष्ट्रीय स्तर पे ही लेना चाहिए और उसके जो सावधान हैं वो भी उसे तरह लेने चाहिए। जब हम इसको एक पार्टिकुलर तौर पे देखते हैं जहां ऐसा प्रोजेक्शन भी की जा रही है, टेलीविज़न में भी ऐसी फ़ोटोआं दिखाई जा रही हैं, उसमें सिख चेहरे दिखाए जा रहे हैं, वो मैं समझता हूँ बेइंसाफ़ी है पंजाब के लोगों के साथ, सिख कम्युनिटी के साथ। तो मैं बड़ी जिम्मेदारी से कह सकता हूं कि इसका पंजाब के किसी मुद्दे के साथ संबंध नहीं है। और पंजाब के लोग अमन चाहते हैं, विकास चाहते हैं, भाईचारा साथ चाहते हैं। पंजाब के लोग दोबारा मिलिटेंसी ना आए तो उस पर पूरी तरह दृढ़ रखते हैं और बादल साहब की जो सरकार है वो वहाँ के हालात को पूरी तरह कंट्रोल करके पंजाब के विकास के लिए तुरी हुई है। कुछ शक्तियाँ जो हैं, जो फॉरेन फोर्सेस हैं, वो देश का सारा सिचुएशन को, देश की शांति को डिस्टर्ब करने में लगी हुई हैं। अनफॉर्चुनेटली पंजाब बॉर्डर स्टेट है, हम बहुत बार कह चुके हैं कि पंजाब बॉर्डर स्टेट है, पंजाब को सरहदी सूबा मानकर वहाँ की जो ज़रूरतें हैं उसको पूरा किया जाए। वहाँ की सेमी डिफेंस फोर्सेज जो हैं उनको भी स्ट्रेंथन करना चाहिए, वहाँ की पुलिस को भी नए इक्विपमेंट देने चाहिए, वहाँ के लोगों को भी मजबूत करने के लिए सेंटर की ओर से मदद होनी चाहिए। ऐसी बातें हैं।
ओके, आप इंटरेस्टिंग बात बोले हैं मिस्टर दुआ। Would you agree with them that this is not a state issue? This has nothing to do with what's happening within the state. It's a national issue.
No, I would
What
say,
is this national issue?
No. Terrorism is both a state issue in Punjab as well as national issue for the general. state, Punjab state is part of the nation. So every Indian has to be feeling concerned about it. But the incident has taken place in Punjab after quite some time, which is luckily we had years of peace. But the fact is, I don't know who the identity, what is the identity of the terrorist. Depends upon what Home Minister says, statement says tomorrow morning in Parliament. For want of facts, terrorism has not been, or climate of terrorism has not been fully eliminated from Punjab.
From Punjab.
There are 35 lakhs people still unemployed in Punjab. Still unemployed in Punjab, and it's still not a large state. That is the source of frustration. Secondly, there's a lot of drugs problem in Punjab. Some is definitely opium coming from Madhya Pradesh, Mandsaur, Madhya Pradesh to Rajasthan into Punjab. Then some of the drugs may be coming from across the border. Now, Gurdaspur is a border district. Gurdaspur is right on the border. Now, I don't know whether who is related to whom at this time, who the terrorists are, identity depends upon that. But there is still, Punjab it has not
think
been
it's still vulnerable?
still vulnerable.
Yes.
And there have been groups of terrorist groups earlier, who have not been totally eliminated or not been idle also.
No, but
Or
as I know, in all fairness, as Mr. Chandumajra says, that we don't know who are the
Yeah,
people
we
who are
also don't know.
responsible for
I
this,
also don't know.
and we will have
But
to
the
wait
group-
for the
but group-
identity of these
But
people.
some groups have been still active in Punjab. I think Mr. Verma possibly will be knowing more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, let me get Mr. A.P.Pandey in. Mr. Pandey was the former DGP of Punjab. So, Mr. Pandey, would you agree with Mr. Chandumajra that this may not be related to what is happening within Punjab, but this is a national problem, maybe from across the border? Do you suspect that this is an operation which has been monitored from across the border?
As long as we do not come to know that who these terrorists are, whether they are Sikh militant, Sikh terrorist, Muslim, Pakistani, Hindustani, we cannot say that who they are. As far as Punjab problem is concerned, Punjab, yes, there is the potential of terrorism. But whether this is revival of Punjab terrorism, unless we know who these terrorists are, we cannot say conclusively. And as we hear from the news that they came from Kathua side and they entered here, to me it looks that they are connected with, of course, Pakistan is behind them, no doubt about it. Lashkar-e-Taiba, whosoever they are, but the main dancer, main actor is the Pakistan. But to me it appears that this is related with Kashmir, J&K terrorism, unless we come to know who they are. But from the circumstances, it appears that this is related with J&K terrorism. But if these are Sikh terrorists, then of course we have to worry about it. And as far as there were talks about potential in Punjab for terrorism, it is being a border state, being unemployment, as Mr. Dua said, being very much infected with drug. So there is ready-made fodder for that. But who will use that fodder? Again, Pakistan. And Pakistan is always active, so we have to be very alert about this issue that Pakistan is a potential, Punjab is a potential for terrorism, revival for terrorism.
Okay.
But this particular incident, we have to know who exactly they are.
Absolutely.
Before we conclude.
Absolutely. Mr. Chandumajra, would you agree that there are actually certain, as Mr. Dua and Mr. Pandey is pointing out, that there are actually certain potential which is there in the state because of the problems which you are facing, that there could be some kind of a revival of militancy?
I think this is totally injustice with Punjab or Punjabis. There is no case of potential in Punjab. We have a proud on our administration, on our government. I think the situation will come clear. No operation has completed. The truth will come very soon. Or I can say with full confidence that there will be no issue of Punjab. the Punjab has no link with this incident. This is a totally national issue,
Okay.
or this is not
Okay.
only a 1 year government issue. This is since the long आज़ादी के समय के जो देश की नीति रही है, फॉरेन पॉलिसी रही है, पड़ोसी देशों के साथ दुश्मनी बनाने की पॉलिसी रही है आज़ादी से लेकर आज तक, और उसका खमियाजा पंजाब भुगत रहा है। और अनफॉर्चुनेटली पंजाब बॉर्डर स्टेट है और पंजाब को कैजुअलिटी बनाया जा रहा है, पंजाब को डिफेम भी किया जा रहा है।
ठीक है सर, नो योर पॉइंट इज वेल टेकन।
पंजाब का एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का इशू है, ना पंजाब का कोई व्यक्ति ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इसमें शामिल होगी। और ये राष्ट्रीय मुद्दों पे जो एक देश दूसरे देश से चल रही है राजनीति पिछले 65 वर्षों से, वो उसका ये इंसिडेंट जो है।
Okay, Mr. Verma, how do you look at this? You know, there is one theory which is going around that after the formation of the government in Jammu and Kashmir, you know, the rate of militancy there has come down. So is it possible that it is shifting towards Punjab now?
I think we are looking at the wrong end of the problem.
Okay.
The question is who's focusing on what and who's focusing on it in an unrelentless manner. That is what the Pakistanis are doing, their organizations, the terrorist organizations, the ISI, the military. They have one point agenda with regard to India, which is how to destroy it completely. We should have no doubt about it, that this has been their agenda right from day one till now.
Why Punjab now? The question is why Punjab?
No, why Punjab is not the question. The question is where they can find a fault line. Wherever they discover a fault line in India, they're going to exploit it.
So you see a fault line in Punjab?
Well, yes.
What is
there
the
is
fault
a potential fault line. There are reports that there is an effort being made to raise the issue of Sikh militancy again. There are elements, you can't rule them out completely. We can't say that 100% of people in Punjab are anti-militant. There would be some for ideological reasons or other historical reasons who may sympathize with some militant thoughts. Well, they are the people these people want to focus on. And if somehow they can build a relationship and get it aggravated, it becomes a serious problem for Punjab, as it would become in any other state where they are able to identify a problem, a fault line, and try to exploit it.
Okay. Aditi, it is quite, it's quite interesting. I was reading a report which you have written about a month back, and you had predicted almost that, there could be some kind of a revival of this. How did that, how did you get to know this, and how did you come to that conclusion?
The thing is that people forget that there has been a series of incidents which have been happening in Punjab.
Right.
The last one was the shooting and killing of the Punjab Shiv Sena chief,
right,
who was killed after people scaled the wall of his house. They killed him when he was taking a walk in the park, and while fleeing, they raised pro-Khalistan slogans.
Right.
This is not the only incident which has happened. Both Congress as well as Akali Dal leaders alike, when they have gone abroad, they have been made the target of vilification and basically getting embroiled in court cases in abroad, in the US, the UK, in Canada, by people who feel that they have been betrayed and that they have betrayed the Punjab cause. So there is a simmering, latent sense that both parties, and I apologize to Mr. Chandumajra, I don't mean any slur on his party or movement or any ethnic group, but the fact is that if you add up all the incidents which have taken place in the last couple of months, dating back to almost a year, it makes for a situation where things are going out of control very slowly. And things are going out of control both from the Akali Dal's hands as well as from the BJP Congress mainstream party's hands. And this, I think, is something that all Indians ought to be very worried about.
Mr. Chandumajra, would you agree with that? See, she has a point there. I have a list of incidents which have happened in this year, in 2015, like, arrest of a Babbar Khalsa militant Gurmeet Singh in Thailand. Then he was extradited from Thailand. Then in his interrogation, it is very interesting. That's what it says. That in his interrogation, he's talking about an ISI connection. That ISI has apparently trained him and things like that. So aren't these things a matter of serious concern for you people also? Because ultimately it is your government which is there and which has to tackle this problem.
देखिए अदिति जी जो कहा है, मैं नहीं इस बात को सच मानता। जब मुंबई में इंसिडेंट हुआ था, जब कोई अकाली दल कांग्रेस वाले विदेशों में गए थे, जहाँ पार्लियामेंट में हमला हुआ, जब क्या अकाली दल बीजेपी के लोग, जब अकाली दल कांग्रेस के लोग विदेशों में गए तो हुआ था, दिल्ली में बम कांड हुए। तो ये जो मैं मानता हूँ, और ये सच्चाई सामने आ जाएगी, इन्वेस्टिगेशन होगी, सच्चाई सामने आएगी इस इंसिडेंट की, और इसकी जो तार जुड़ी हुई है वो जो राष्ट्रीय मुद्दे हैं उनके साथ ही जुड़ी हुई है। इस बात को अगर कहीं दूसरी ओर लेकर जाएंगे तो मैं समझता हूँ कि पंजाब के साथ बहुत बड़ी बेइंसाफ़ी होगी, और पंजाब के लोगों ने बहुत बड़ा संताप हंडाया है, और गलत फहमियों के कारण और देश में कुछ लोगों ने ऐसी प्रोजेक्शन करी, उसके साथ खमियाजा पंजाब को भुगतना पड़ रहा है। आज भी उसी दौर में धकेलने की बात हो रही है। इस बात का हमें हमेशा खेद रहता है, और पंजाब अमन चाहता है, पंजाब के लोग विकास चाहते हैं, पंजाब के लोग विकास चाहते हैं, साझ बनाकर रखना चाहते हैं।
चंदूमाजरा जी, nobody is denying that पंजाब के लोग अमन चाहते हैं, लेकिन ये these kind of incidents which have happened in the last few months about this militant who has been captured in Thailand or was extradited from Thailand, telling authorities in his interrogation that there are groups which are being trained by ISI which belongs to who seeks separation of Punjab from India. These are are you saying that these are all false? Are you denying that these things have happened?
देखिए ये जो वहाँ की जोग्राफिकल सिचुएशन है उसको भी ध्यान में रखना चाहिए। J&K भी बहुत नज़दीक है, पाकिस्तान का बॉर्डर भी बिल्कुल नज़दीक है। जो मिलिटेंसी की जो दापेच हैं, बॉर्डर क्रॉसिंग जो इंसिडेंट होती हैं, वो कोशिश करते हैं वो जहाँ से उनका सॉफ्ट टारगेट हो, आसानी से पहुँच हो, तो ऐसे उसका शिकार पंजाब हो जाता है, जो पोटेंशियल पंजाब को माना जाता है।
पंजाब हो जाता है, लेकिन पंजाब
जोग्राफिकली माना जा सकता है।
But are you saying that none of the elements which were involved in militant activities in the past may be involved now?
आई कैन जितना भी मुझे जानकारी मिली है सुबह से लेके इस टाइम तक, जब ऑपरेशन समाप्त हुआ अब तक, तो ऐसा लग रहा है इसमें पंजाब का कोई, जहाँ पंजाब में पहले कोई मिलिटेंसी में इन्वॉल्व हो, उसका कोई मुझे नहीं हाथ दिखाई दे रहा है इसमें।
Okay, Mr. Pandey, do you agree that there have been in the last several months after the capture of this militant in Thailand and the subsequent interrogations and all what have come out of it are all matters of concern, that there could be revival, and this is something which one needs to, and of course with the help of the people across the border. Do you see? Yes.
Yeah. As I said earlier, there are elements outside previous terrorism. Those groups are still, remnants are outside, and there is a climate. There are people outside who want to fan it, and there is Pakistan who is actively doing it. So as far as potential is concerned, and this interrogation also says, and the last few activities as mentioned by other speakers, other participants, there is potential, we cannot deny. And the last terrorism has taken place due to political blunders in Punjab. Politicians have bungled it. And again, if they commit that kind of bungling and that kind of blunder, there is always a chance of revival.
Okay.
I have no hesitation in saying that.
And so, Mr. Chandumajra has a point there when he says that it's also a national issue, Mr. Verma. As far as this incident is concerned, today's incident is concerned, we are told by authorities that they had information about 3-4 days back. 24th, apparently there was a alert sent to several places. Do you see some kind of an intelligence failure in what's happened?
One should understand how intelligence functions.
How does it function? You should know better than all of us.
which is it can never pinpoint, very rarely it can, pinpoint an event. This is an event, it's not a big thing which is happening. It is one single individual event in which half a dozen people have participated. So, how do you find out that such an event is going to take place? It's next to impossible. There is
But
an
there
area,
was some kind of an alert saying that, there's
you
some
have a
plans,
general alert.
some plans are there, and, and
So a general alert is possible that something is being planned, but the place,
how is
the
that
time,
general alert given, on what basis?
on the basis of information received. For example, somebody may have this particular group in mind when that information was passed on to intelligence, but even that individual would not know where, when, what time they are going to strike. That specific information can rarely be secured because there is an area of unknowability, a circle of unknowability which no intelligence can enter. And all these activities which are based on a cell activity, it remains an area of unknowability. So when there is an area of unknowability, how can you blame intelligence?
You can't blame it, Mr. Dua. We have, every time such a thing takes place, there is already, in the parliament also today we saw voices being raised about intelligence failure and things like that. You think that is just politicization of the event, or you think that there should be more alertness, or you think that the Punjab government was a little complacent in the sense that nothing had happened so far, so they were not really on guard.
I have a feeling the fundamental weapon with the terrorists has is surprise. There's no doubt about that. They will not let people know where they're going to strike, and even if they let out some information, it could be misleading also. So as Mr. Verma says, there is a certain area which is in the field of unknowability. Parliament is more predictable, by the way. But surprise is the weapon. What it means is that country has to be vigilant all over. But to think that terrorism has been totally wiped off from Punjab, or terrorist climate is not there, or the groups are totally inactive, some groups, may not be as many groups as earlier they were in 80s and 90s, which created serious problem for, they wasted Punjab's 8-10 years. And country's effort to tackle them it took that long.
Absolutely.
Now, even if there are 5 groups or 6 groups or 7 groups or 8 groups are still there, but the groups are there. And
Not
they
only
will choose their timing and their which spot they want to attack.
Not only the groups, Aditi, not only
So
the groups, the kind of atmosphere which has been created.
You cannot be complacent about Punjab or
absolutely,
Kashmir or anywhere.
The kind of things which we have witnessed in the past, Bhindranwale becoming a hero all over again, and these are the things which are real matters of concern.
See, there is an enabling atmosphere, there is an enabling environment. I think there can be no doubt about that. Judging by the way certain people have been lionized, judging by the way the SGPC election politics is taking place, etc., I think it is very clear pointer. This particular incident, I think it was a conspiracy, because you could not have planted IEDs on railway lines without local people being involved. You could not have done that. You could not have pinpointed the precise police station which you're going to capture, which, by the way, had a huge amount of arsenal, which is why this firefight went on for as long as it did. Right. They used the arsenal that the police had to use it on the police. So that is absurd. That should not happen. But clearly, it could not have happened unless there had been some ground level local support.
Mr. Chandumajra, would you agree with that? That there could have been some ground level support. One second thing is what Aditi talks about, enabling environment. The kind of lionization which is happening, the SGPC politics, and also we have also read that you are one of the people who have been demanding the release of certain people who are still in jail and things like that. All these could become enabling environment.
देखिए, जो सिख कैदियों की रिहाई का मामला है, उससे एनवायरनमेंट बना है, उसका इस इंसिडेंट से मैं समझता हूँ कोई लेना देना नहीं है। जहाँ तक लोकल किसी भी व्यक्ति की इन्वॉल्वमेंट या उसको सपोर्ट की बात है, वो भी नहीं हो पाएगी। अब तो इन्वेस्टिगेशन होगी, सामने सच्चाई सामने आ जाएगी। जहाँ तक इस देश में तुरने फिरने की, घूमने की हर व्यक्ति को आज़ादी है, कोई भी जा सकता है। ऐसी जो इंसिडेंट्स हैं, इनको अंजाम देने के लिए एक दिन में तो होता नहीं, ये रैकी करते रहते हैं, पता नहीं कितनी देर से करते होंगे और कौन कौन से लोग इन्होंने फिक्स किए होंगे, कब से इन्होंने ये प्लानिंग बनाई होगी। और ये बात मैं वर्मा जी की ठीक मानता हूँ कि जो इनपुट थे इंटेलिजेंस एजेंसियों के, वो जनरल थे, वो कोई ऐसा था है नहीं था भी स्पेसिफिक पंजाब के लिए थे या स्पेसिफिक किसी एरिया के लिए थे, वो जनरल कंट्री के लिए थे। तो उसमें तो देश भर में सब प्रदेशों की सरकारों को चौकस किया गया था, उसमें पंजाब सरकार भी चौकस थी। पार्टिकुलर जगह या पार्टिकुलर इंसिडेंट जो ऐसे हो जाते हैं चौकसी के बावजूद भी, उन पार्लियामेंट से ज़्यादा तो कोई चौकसी नहीं ना हो सकती, इससे ज़्यादा यहाँ भी हो गया था। तो इसलिए ये एक प्रदेश को और प्रदेश के लोगों को कहीं ना कहीं घुमा फिरा के इसमें इन्वॉल्व करना, मैं समझता हूँ
नहीं इन्वॉल्व नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम इन्वॉल्व नहीं कर रहे हैं, प्लीज चंदूमाजरा जी।
और इसकी
सवाल पूछ रहे हैं कि
ये
हो सकता है
सच्चाई
कि हम
समझने
इन्वॉल्व
की
नहीं कर
जरूरत
रहे हैं।
है कि पंजाब जैसे प्रदेश जो ज्योग्राफिकली इस सिचुएशन में फंसे हुए हैं, जिनको मरना भी पड़ रहा है और बदनाम भी हो रहे हैं, और जब कोई मदद की ज़रूरत होती है तो हाथ खड़े कर देते हैं। तो हम बहुत देर से हमारी सरकार मांग करती रहती है कि हमारे जो सेमी डिफेंस फोर्सेस हैं उनको स्ट्रेंथन किया जाए, हमारी पुलिस को अच्छे इक्विपमेंट देने के लिए स्पेशल फंड दिए जाएं, हमारे वहाँ के लोग जो सरहदों पे लड़ते हैं उनको तो कोई मदद करने के लिए कभी किसी ने आवाज़ नहीं उठाई कि जो फेंसिंग हुई है उसके बाहर जाके भी लोग लड़ते हैं, वहाँ काम करते हैं। सो ऐसी स्थिति में पंजाब जूझ रहा है जहाँ वहाँ के लोगों की कुछ अपेक्षाएं हैं, जहाँ कभी रिजेंटमेंट होती है, उसको मिलिटेंसी से जोड़ना सरासर गलत है।
Okay, Mr. Pandey, very quickly, you think that the Punjab police, Mr. Chandumajra has been talking about the need for being better equipped and things like that. You think the Punjab police is well equipped now to tackle this kind of a problem in future also, if it arises? Hopefully it won't, but
as
if it
far
arises.
as need for better equipment and better equipping and better training is concerned, that is a continuous process, and that has to continue. But at present, I think Punjab police is capable and very well equipped. But as Mr. Verma and Mr. Dua both said, that this kind of incident cannot be stopped by any kind of preparation, because the surprise element, the timing, the target, how they came in uniform of Fauji's.
Yes.
So all this initiative is with them. So saying that this should not happen, but Punjab police is capable of handling and they are very well equipped, but equipping training is a continuous process.
Okay, sir.
But talking about Madam Aditi's point,
Yes.
that local support, yes, that element is still a matter of investigation, whether this IEDs planting and whether this choosing police station and using arsenal, if it is correct, whether local element is not, local help, local element, that is a very serious matter.
Okay,
and
sir.
we should not jump the,
Yeah, we can't jump to
conclusions.
conclusions at this point of time. Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I think we have completely run out of time, but the point is that it is a serious incident, and we, of course, we'll have to wait now and watch what will come out of the investigations, and hopefully, as Mr. Chandumajra says, the locals may not, if they are not involved in this, and if it is not, it's a happy augury for us that terrorism is not returning to Punjab, but we'll have to wait and watch what the investigation says. Thanks to all my guests. Please keep watching. We'll come back with another issue in the big picture same time tomorrow.